Welcome back to All 32. Obviously, this is Jamual. We got the boy Ryan back in the building. And then we also got the boy who caught the bug a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, I got shit.
Montel, yeah, he got that shit, man. He got that shit. It was that water, he said, in the DR, apparently.
Yeah. Okay.
So, Montel, you wanna explain yourself, or was you just MIA last week?
Nah, man.
Because James said he had the same bug as you, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, it really was. I think it was something in the water. That's not why I really missed the episode. I was really just tired, but that may have had something. That may have had something to do with it, possibly. Hey, nah. That may have had something to do. I wasn't feeling well, but at the same time, I probably could have toughed it out. But it was really just readjusting back to being home for me, man. I wasn't used to. We wasn't getting no sleep down there. We ain't sleep.
We really wasn't.
So I came. Yeah, so when I came back home, I ain't had no energy. We was drinking the whole every day. I was exhausted.
I mean, I was hydrating. I mean, I ain't gonna hold you. We drank the same water. I don't know how just him and James.
That's why I was really upset. I'm like, hold up.
They must not go out of town a lot. That's probably what it is.
But you gotta chill, bro.
Hey Ryan, how you feeling tonight, bro? You good, man?
Yes, indeed, man. Ready to go ahead and get these topics started.
All right, bro. So yeah, the finals just ended. I know we're a few days late, obviously, because the way our, obviously, as you can tell, the way our schedule been going, we do every other week in the off season, NFL off season. So we haven't been able to touch on the finals ever since Golden State closed it out in Game 5. So with Bron losing his 5th final series, this is the one with the struggle hairline, Bron. So before this finals loss, he lost 4 final series. This is his 5th final series that he's lost. I think his record is at, I want to say 3-5 overall in the finals. So this one, there's a lot of controversy, but mainly it's surrounding KD. Well, I guess we'll go ahead and get into the overall thoughts with Golden State and Cleveland in general. But first, let's focus on Bron. Do you guys think that this series, even though it was his 5th final series that he's lost, do you guys think that it was a choke job in any manner? I didn't say not necessarily on Bron, but more so just Cleveland in general. Do you think there was a choke job with anybody, or was it just the case that the better team won? And anybody can take this one first. Don't matter.
I personally think Golden State was the better team, hands down. But at the same time, watching that finals, man, a lot of people were acting like Golden State was unbeatable. The Cavaliers had a chance, man, and I don't think you can really knock LeBron because he played his ass off. But I only have 2 issues with LeBron's entire career. You can't question getting to the finals 7 times, 8 times. You can't question his greatness anymore. I'm sorry. Straight. Yeah, you 7 straight. You can't question his greatness. My only knock on LeBron throughout his career was actually losing to the Mavericks because he had a better team. And in the fashion that he loses some of these finals, because he is one of the greatest players, that's a knock on him to me because he lost 4-0 to the Spurs, 4-1 to the Spurs. He got put out 4-1 just now. That's kind of unacceptable, man, because he's had some good teams regardless of how people want to put it. He's lost to better teams, in my opinion, but to lose 4-1 and 4-0 and get swept to go out like that and lose 4-2 to Dallas when you were the better team, those are my only issues with him. Hey. And we all know in that Dallas series he disappeared, but go ahead.
I was going to say, so hold on, because you had mentioned something. You said he lost to the better team. Are you saying that he lost to better teams as in he lost in better teams than the Warriors, or he lost to when he lost 4-1, he just lost to the better team in that series?
When he lost 4-1, this year he lost to the better team. When he lost 4-1 to the Spurs were the better team, clearly. When he got swept by the Spurs, they were clearly the better team.
All right.
Yeah, 07, when he got swept, they were clearly a better team, in my opinion. And I have a question for Ryan, because I know LeBron is your boy. The fashion that he losing these finals, the way that he's losing, and some of them are blowout type losses, does that kind of shed light on the East being weak? Because when he gets to the finals, he's getting smoked sometimes. Does that shit light on that? Does that shit light on the East being weak in your opinion?
Nah, not to me. In my opinion, Eastern Conference in itself is something that's already been established as being the weaker conference in the Western Conference anyway. Like most anybody knows who watches basketball, the Western Conference is easily, the better conference and the comparable to the both of them. But end of the day, the East definitely has been making strides as far as how they used to be in the past. The East used to be a whole lot worse. But I mean, and to Montel's point, I mean, it sheds light to the Eastern Conference being weaker than the Western Conference. I will, concede to that. I mean, but that's what everybody else knows anyway. But I don't think that's, that has anything to do with why he's getting beaten in the finals and the fashion that he's getting beaten. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, Spurs and the Golden State are the only ones who, he's lost to, right? Those are the only two teams he's lost to. And the Golden State team that he lost to the first time.
You're forgetting out your own team. I'm about to say, I thought you was trying to make a bigger point, but you really didn't.
No. I did gloss over that. But the thing is, and I'm glad you brought that up too, because I meant to talk about that. A lot of people think that Dallas Mavericks team, like a lot of people. I mean, don't get me wrong, LeBron, D-Wade, Bosh, that Miami team, like they were supposed to win a championship. Don't get me wrong, but people don't really give Dallas Mavericks a lot of credit for what they did in that championship. Don't get me wrong. Bron definitely didn't play up to his ability and act like he actually, was in the game. But we shot the cover off the ball. Like, we was out there shooting 50-60% in some of these games. Like, ain't nothing you could do with a better shot that's going in. So, I mean, I honestly think we should have won the championship regardless. I mean, if you want to ask me, I feel like we were the better team.
I mean, I think the good thing though about I'll let you go, Montel. I think I heard you say trying to say something, but I think the thing is when it comes to the Mavericks, that particular year, it was like the way they was playing in the playoffs. I understand what you're saying, Ryan, and I agree. That it was just like you just kind of knew that was the year that Dirk was going to get his. Like that's just the way it was folding out for them. And then obviously the way, and this is the thing when it comes to plenty of teams, the way that's formed, like the Miami Heat. It's not just the Heat. You probably know better examples. Matter of fact, I think the Lakers, the early 2000 Lakers, I can't remember which year, but you probably know more than me when it comes to the NBA. But the NFL, it doesn't work out as expected. The 2007 Patriots, the 2011 Eagles, that Laker team that I'm thinking of, I can't remember the specific year. But my point is, it doesn't always work out. Yeah.
Yeah, they lost to Detroit 2004.
Yep. Okay, there you go. So it doesn't always work out that first year. And when it comes to the Mavericks, I just agree that I think it was just their year. It doesn't matter what the Heat was doing. It just wasn't going to be their year one. It was going to take some time, and they had to earn theirs. And I think they earned it. Obviously, it's shown that they earned it the 2 years following. But definitely, I agree with you that they wasn't going. I don't think they was going to win it regardless. That first year.
Go ahead, Montel.
Nah, they definitely should.
Hey, speak up. Say
it again.
They definitely should have won, in my opinion. Just given the talent that they.
You talking about the Heat?
Yeah, given the talent that they had on that team, man, they should have won year one. Granted, it wasn't all gelling together, but like we said, it was guys who underperformed, and we're not going to name them, but.
That's what we talking about.
I do think Dirk Nowitzki and them was shooting the lights out. That Jason Terry
shooting the cover off the ball.
Everybody they shot the lights
and the roster. The roster, I feel like a lot of people don't really understand it. We had not only did we have a good starting five, but we had a whole team. Like it wasn't just Dirk out there. Even though Dirk was getting his man, but it was a core group effort out there, and everybody was doing what they were supposed to be doing, and I feel like we just played better. I mean, I don't know, man. I feel like we was just better. I'm sorry, in my opinion. Bron, my man, but I was hoping he lost, and I was happy he wasn't doing that.
You see, do y'all hear the difference of when he talks about the Mavericks compared to when he talks about Bron, and when he talks about both of them at the same time?
Oh, I'm trying to tell you. I'm going for my boys no matter what.
I feel you, bro. I feel you. I don't blame you, man. It's just interesting to see because I know Mavericks is your squad and Bron is your boy. But overall, man, I really don't think it wasn't nothing Bron could do this finals. I understand, Montel, your point that you were saying that he just to get one, it doesn't seem like it's enough from Bron's stature. Like, he's the superstar. He is the best player in the game right now. Nobody can take that from him. Even though there's arguments about KD right now after his finals performance, but I don't really think it was nothing he could do. Like 4-1, the best thing for Bron, the best thing for Bron and the Cavaliers this year was just don't get swept, and he got that one W. They definitely could have had more from Tristan Thompson. And me and you, Montel, we went at this for a minute, and I was trying to tell you, my bad, I was coughing while I was trying to talk, but I was trying to tell you that I understand that you say like that's what he got paid for, to get the rebounds and protect the rim, etc., all that other stuff. But at the same time, I don't think you don't necessarily get paid just to do those things. Like, you are still a starter and you're getting paid not just to get paid, but you're getting paid the max. If you're not contributing, putting up buckets as well, he's not a person that's going to shoot jumpers like 5-10 feet away from the rim. That's not him. But at the same time, you have to still put up some points. You have to get to the free throw line, and these are things that he wasn't doing as either in the first 3 games, I believe. So I think that they definitely did have their chances to win. But I think if they had a bigger contribution, this is what we both agree on. If they had a bigger contribution from Tristan, could have helped them out in the long run, especially the second game and the third game. So,
I mean, just to comment, because I guess I really didn't really get a chance to answer the question because Montel asked me another question. But as far as the 5 finals losses, Montel was saying that basically I think what he was trying to get at was that Bron shouldn't be getting beat the way he's been getting beat in those finals losses, with exception to the Dallas Mavericks series. In all those finals losses that he's had, like, I don't know how much more LeBron could have done. Because, I mean, if you go back and look at the games and look at the numbers, I mean, he performed as best as he could. Like, I don't really understand what more you think he could have done. I mean, of his stature, he is a great player, but it's only but so great that you can be. I mean, I can almost bet you that Michael Jordan and the Bulls would have lost to this Warriors team too.
Oh yeah, no, hands down. I think this is the best team that ever touched a basketball court.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, and Bron went out there averaged 33, 12, and 10. So I don't really know how much more he could have done. I felt like at that point, you're only as good as by yourself. You need your whole team to come out there and play with you. I'm not saying that, LeBron didn't have no help out there because he had Kyrie, but, I think Kyrie, in my opinion, got outplayed by Steph, even though Kyrie averaged 29, but Steph averaged basically a triple-double.
Yeah.
It was like 26, 8, 9. But, I mean, that was just how I felt about the situation. That, Bron, I felt like he maximized all he could, and he, still came out and losing then.
Okay, I gave some pause for Montel, but I guess I'll go ahead and talk about KD right quick. Personally,
I'm waiting for this.
Personally, man, and this is me. Like, this isn't about him in general. I am a Wizards fan. So me personally, it comes to a point where, and this is also me in general as a person, I'm not the type of person to be hating on somebody. Like, I'm not that type of fan. I can't hate on somebody forever. I can't even hate on you for more than a day. Like, the decision that you made last year, I felt, first and foremost, there were 2 decisions as a Wizards fan. The first decision was to not even give us a damn meeting. That's the first decision that I was pissed off about. But then I kind of rationalized it in my head. I was like, well, we was some shit last year. We didn't do anything. And I'm talking about 2015 season. So I was like, well, we was some shit last year. We didn't do anything. We crumbled. We just hired our coach. We don't really know what's going on, what's for certain. Even though we have Jamual and Bradley Beal, both of those guys are proven to, be unhealthy. Like, they're not durable. Why would KD want to come here right now? That's the first decision that he made. And the second decision he made was to join a team that he just lost 3-2. Well, he just lost a series to after being up 3-1. it's hard for you to respect that decision, but you got to remember at the same this is me, I'm talking about myself, but I was like, but you got to remember at the same time, one decision, like if you was riding for KD before that because of where he was from and you was rooting for him, I'm the type of person where it's like, all right, well, I can't respect that decision. I ain't gonna lie to you, but I'm not gonna change up on you. Like that's just how I ended up, coming to terms with it. I understand people feel differently, especially from this area, because they hold grudges. Like that's what fans. But at the end of the day, I was happy for my boy. I'm glad he got a ring. I know people are gonna say it's tainted, and that's a good argument for him. But it is what it is. I don't know how y'all feel about it, but I'm not really hating on the boy like most people is.
It's not tainted. You can't. You don't put asterisks beside anybody's rings, and people gonna say it's tainted. They're just upset. And I know a lot of LeBron fans who are upset, and I really have an issue with that. My thing is, one, it's not like KD went out there and just clung to that 73 win team and got a ring. No, KD went out there and won MVP. KD went out there and shot the lights out the gym. KD went out there and hooped. Get that man his respect. A lot of people don't want to do it. They want to say the ring is tainted. My thing is that I'm a Wizards fan, and I had an issue with the decision initially. So I didn't want to see KD go to Golden State. I thought it was iffy. My thing is, I felt the same way about what LeBron did, what he did. Granted, he did not go to a 73-win team. He still teamed up with two superstars. Another thing.
They ain't superstars. Bosh was never no superstar ever.
Come on now.
Classic. No, bro.
Let me finish. You gonna get your floor. My thing is, Chris Bosh at the time may have been the best power forward in the league. Second, no, you gonna get your floor. Secondly, Ray Allen left the Boston Celtics to take a lesser role and take less pay to go play with LeBron James. Nobody said anything. Nobody put asterisks beside his rings. Nobody put asterisks beside LeBron rings. People were saying the same thing about LeBron that they're saying about KD right now. That's all it is. You can't put an asterisk beside nobody ring, especially when they go out there and earn it. When Braun went and got his ring, people were salty. People wanted to put asterisks beside it. You know what's going on now? People deeming him one of the greats. If KD go and get 2 more rings, 3 more rings with Golden State, nobody's going to put asterisks beside those rings. He's going to be considered one of the greats, especially if he go out there and win Finals MVP like he did this year. Give that man some respect. That's all I'm saying.
Here you go, right?
And compare as far as get the KD situation. I felt the same way everybody else felt. As far as he got his ring. That's what I want people to understand. Don't get me wrong. He of course he's going to be him. Like there's nothing you can do with Kevin. No matter what team he went to, Kevin Durant is going to get his. But he decided to go to the Golden State Warriors, which is their 3-win team. I feel like, just like Montel just said, it was wild. I mean, end of the day, nobody's going to be thinking about that from years to come. But right as it's fresh in people's minds, they think I think it was wild. But as far as you thinking it's the same thing as LeBron going to the Heat, joining 2 superstars, Chris Bosh was never a superstar ever. Chris Bosh, don't get me wrong, made some few All-Star teams, but Chris Bosh at no time has been a superstar. I just want to know, before I finish the rest, what do you classify? Who do you think is a superstar in the league?
My thing is, Chris Bosh was one of those guys. His team wasn't winning, but he was putting up numbers. Very similar to what Kevin Love was doing with the team.
No, bro.
Very similar. Bro. You're asleep. So you're telling me Chris Bosh wasn't a top-tier power forward in the league at the time?
You say he was the best power forward in the league.
He was the best power forward in the league at that time.
So Tim Duncan died?
Tim Duncan was not the same guy. No, he was not, bro.
Montel, what are you talking about?
Tim Duncan. We can pull up the stats. Chris Bosh had numbers, bro. So Chris Bosh was a slouch.
I'll do it because I ain't in this argument.
Nobody said Chris Bosh was a slouch.
My thing is, if you compare,
what do you call a superstar? What is a superstar? I keep asking.
Do you think Chris Bosh was better than Draymond Green is today?
Offensively,
period.
No, not period. Offensively,
if you starting the team, you taking Draymond Green. If you starting the team and you got Chris Bosh in his prime and Draymond Green in his prime,
you can't give me a question until you answer mine.
Who you taking?
What do you call a superstar?
Hold up. My question is, if you starting the team, Chris Bosh to me was a superstar. You can say what you want. Kevin Love to me was a superstar.
You still haven't answered my question. What do you call a superstar?
A superstar is a guy that's putting up numbers, this box office, and you gonna pay to go see him.
Stop, Montel. You gonna go pay to see Chris Bosh?
My thing is, he was a guy you could build your team around. Yes.
Montel, now you're switching your argument. Are you going to go pay? Are you going to go pay him your money?
I would have.
You're smoking. I will only go see Chris Bosh if I smoke the J.
My thing is, that's your opinion, bro. Chris Bosh at the time was putting up numbers that most people cannot put up.
All right, listen.
You not gonna sit here and deny that. You gonna sit here and tell me if you building a team, you gonna pick Draymond Green over Chris Bosh?
First of all,
Draymond's not Chris Bosh.
This is what I'm telling you. Draymond is a better all-around player than Chris Bosh.
All right, hey, hold on. Here we go. I got the numbers right quick.
What are you talking about? He had a mob around him.
I'm about to go 08 and 09 for Chris Bosh. 2008, he was at 23 points, 10 rebounds, 38 minutes a game. 09, right before he went to Miami, he was at 24 points, 11 rebounds, two assists a game, 36 minutes. Tim Duncan, around that same time, 08 and 09. Hold on. 08, he was at 19 points. 19 points. Where is his rebounds? Total rebounds, 10 rebounds a game, and like three assists. The next year he was at 17 points, or rounded to 18, and 10 rebounds. So still a double-double.
He wasn't Chris Bosh.
You're tripping. You're bugging, bro. Maul, was Chris Bosh better than Tim Duncan?
I can't call it back then, bro.
Bro, his career,
I ain't gonna lie to you.
Of course not. That's
I just named one power forward. Back then, he wasn't better than KG.
KG was old. You're tripping. Go look at the numbers,
KG in 08 and 09. KG won the championship in 08.
Please go look at the numbers,
all right,
bro.
I'm gonna go ahead and pull that up.
You can say he won a championship. Look who he had with him. That's what I'm telling you. Bruh, that's what it's about. Basketball
offensively, Chris Bosh could get a bucket. Other than that, bro, Chris Bosh wasn't worth nothing, bro.
So he didn't get boards.
Chris Bosh barely. I don't think Chris Bosh averaged double-digit rebounds with the Heat.
But that's with the Heat. He took a back seat, bro. What are you talking about?
You took a back seat to getting rebounds, bro?
Yeah, he took a backseat at doing everything with the Heat, bro.
I say it's crazy because he didn't average double-digit rebounds.
What he averaged though?
His most, his most was his first year. He averaged 8, and then after that it was 7.9, and then under 7.
So he averaged 8 both seasons.
He a superstar.
So you sitting here saying? So my thing is, you sitting here telling me Chris Bosh a slouch. That's what you saying.
You ain't never heard me once say Chris Bosh a slouch ever.
You're tripping, bro.
He was
a stud. He was a straight.
All I said was he was never a superstar. Chris Bosh was never a superstar
before he got to the Heat.
Hey, you said KG won. KG won it in 08, right?
Championship in 08.
All right, that year he was at 15.8 points, which is 16, and then the year after that, 09, he was at 14 points. Rebounds.
No longer his prime.
He's still better than Chris. He's still better than Chris Bosh.
Rebounds, he was at 8.5, which is 9, obviously in 08, and then 7 the next year.
KG not a superstar either, so it don't matter.
KG won Defensive Player of the Year with the Celtics too.
It's cool, bro.
Better all-around player than Chris Bosh.
Chris Bosh was a baller, bro. You sitting here knocking him.
You just said Chris Bosh is a superstar, bro.
I said he was a superstar.
Never. He was never a superstar ever in life.
Anybody that's putting up 24 and 11 to me, and you can build around him as a superstar.
He did that for one season. He did it for one season.
He just said it. He put up 23 and 10 and 24 and 11.
One season.
Yeah, 24 and 11 and 23 and 10 and
That's what I'm saying. You sitting here trying to act like that's nothing. Cat right now to me is a superstar with the Timberwolves, and he loses every year.
Cat ain't no superstar. Cat ain't no superstar. He hasn't even made an all-star team yet, bruh. How he a superstar?
Is Anthony Davis a superstar to you then?
Yes, bruh. He's a superstar.
That's a superstar.
We're gonna have to leave it at that because obviously we can't go on with this forever. I was letting it go because it was good conversation, but we gotta go ahead and move on, man. We gotta talk about this in the group chat as much as we want to keep this going. But moving on, we're gonna go ahead and get into football. Last week I wanted to talk to y'all about Mike Vick, man. Mike Vick was honored in ATL, which it seemed like it's a long time coming, because obviously we know what happened to him, why he ended up leaving, and then where his career went from there. But Mike Vick and Roddy White, was it Roddy White? It wasn't Roddy White. It was
might have been Roddy White, bro.
It was Roddy White. Okay. I'm thinking of the receiver before him. I thought it was a receiver before him.
Before Roddy White? That played for Atlanta?
Yeah, that played for Atlanta.
That was good?
I was about to say.
Yeah.
Last person I know is Roddy White.
All right, well, hold on. Let me go ahead while I'm thinking of it.
thinking about Roddy.
I'm gonna think of it because I know it was a dude before him. I might be wrong though. I'm gonna check because I know it was a good receiver before him. Big honor to ATL, man. Let me hear first off. Let me hear your memories of Mike Vick. Mine's most importantly wasn't even when he was with the Falcons. It was that damn Monday Night Massacre when he played with the Philadelphia Eagles and he lit my Redskins on fire, bro. It was unbelievable, and I never forget it because I remember they was hyping this damn game up, and Montel was at the game. He was working, but they was on TV on Monday night leading up to the game. Son, on my mama, bro, I was so blown because LeBron Landry was talking shit to Deshaun Jackson, and Deshaun just played that joint off so smooth, bro. He wasn't even barking back that loud. First play of the game. Bootleg. Drop back. Bomb. 70-plus yard touchdown, bro. And guess who on the floor looking at Deshaun Jackson walking to the end zone? LeBron fucking Landry, man.
30.
Son, it was ridiculous. He lit our ass up that game, bro. I think they scored 59, and they could have put up 65-70 on us, and they was being nice. If it wasn't for McNabb and Anthony Armstrong, man, we probably would have got lost by 40, maybe 45 that game. But overall, man, what's y'all thoughts and memories of Mike Vick, man? I know he was a damn trendsetter, man. He was off the field alone. He was a trendsetter. A lot of people wanted to be just like him and Allen Iverson. A lot of people like the braids, man. They like the cool look. So much things he did. To influence, our culture, the black culture. But on the field too, man, he was a damn cheat code, bruh. It was insane.
My memories of Mike Vick off the field, I would have to say just the overall swagger he had as far as the earrings, the cornrows, being black and playing quarterback in NFL. I just felt like he was in the rap videos. Like he was just relatable to a lot of young African Americans aspiring to play football, and made it cool to play the quarterback position. As far as being on the field, I'd probably say my favorite memory of Michael Vick would have to be when he played for the Eagles, and I think they were down. I don't know what was it, 20. They were down at least 24 points to the Giants, and like 7 minutes left to go in the game, and brought them all the way back to win the game with the last second punt return by Deshaun Jackson. That's probably the first thing that comes to my mind when I think about Michael Vick. But
Miracle at the Bowlings, man.
Yeah. When I first saw the question, I thought you were asking was Michael Vick going to the Canton Hall of Fame.
Oh yeah, we was gonna get on that. I think I was thinking of Michael Jenkins, bruh.
Oh no, he was sorry.
So it had to be Roddy then. All right, so it was Roddy. Bro.
Yeah, he was terrible.
Look, man, leave me alone. I could have sworn it was. I could have sworn it was somebody before him. I couldn't think of it though.
Yeah, man, he should be going to nobody's Hall of Fame, not Michael Jenkins. Yeah, man, Mike Vick. If it's the Atlanta Falcons Hall of Fame, most definitely he deserves it, man. And, yeah. I'm done.
Hey, man, Vick was a straight innovator. You'll never see a quarterback that's that quick, that fast, and you either love him or you hate him. A lot of people, and he reminds me a lot of McNabb / Tebow, where he's going to get criticized whether he wins or loses. If he wins, it's like he gets criticized because he didn't throw the ball enough. If he loses, they'll criticize him because he didn't run enough. It was a lose-lose situation for Vick, and I think a lot of that was because of his image and with media. So in the back half of his career, he did become a better passer, and he admitted to, watching more film and studying the game and becoming a student of the game, and it showed in his play. Unfortunately, on the back end of his career with Philly, and we seen him with the Steelers, he didn't look as good, but that's just, father time catching up to you at the end of the day. He wasn't as lethal with his legs, but that Mike Vick 04, that Mike Vick that was a Madden cover. You couldn't do nothing with him, man. It didn't matter what you did. And he's not of course he's not a Hall of Famer, but he's definitely an innovator, and he's somebody that, me personally, I always appreciate his game. And just looking back, you got a lot of people who live around here in the D.C. area that are Falcons fans, And it ain't because I was about to say it ain't because of Matt Ryan. It's because Mike Vick was once there, and they just end up sticking with that team. So, you got a lot of people who still Falcons fans out this way.
Hey man, but the one good thing, and I got a question after I say this. I got a question for y'all. But the one good thing I appreciate about life in general is that sometimes, which I prefer, the way life is. Obviously, it don't always happen, but you get second chances. And the way that his career ended in Atlanta, it was, obviously he had lied about it initially when he was, being questioned and investigated about dogfighting. He told the commissioner, I think it was Goodell at the time, or maybe Tagliabue still. I'm pretty sure it was Goodell, honestly. Yeah. But he told him that he didn't do it. He wasn't involved in it, and then come to find out he was. He lied to the commissioner about it. So, he goes to jail or prison for 2 years, I believe. Comes back, rehabilitated, looking for a second chance. And Andy Reid, which I respect a lot, because so many people, the thing is, when you do these type of things, you have to think about the fans, your fan base, before you even think about signing the player that's being questioned. And the Eagles did the right thing, I believe, in my opinion, even though the fans really didn't fuck with it. A lot of people hold grudges against him. A lot of people hated him for things they didn't like. All they knew was he fought dogs, but they wasn't willing to give a second man. They wasn't really to give him a second chance. But for a couple years, he proved that he was in a couple years in Philly. He proved that he was a better man. So my question, after saying all this and getting a second chance, you guys mentioned that you don't think he's a Hall of Fame player. I think that he's capable of making a Hall of Fame. There's multiple reasons I think you can be capable of making a Hall of Fame, and that's because of the fact that, one, you are the person who is a trendsetter on the football field. You change the way the game is played. That's one of the things. His numbers in terms of a passer isn't there, per se, but at the same time, his numbers as a dual threat quarterback is there. He did a lot for one city alone. He built that. Well, him in primetime, I'd argue, they built that. That Georgia Dome. So my question is, do you guys think that if he was a candidate for the Hall of Fame in the near future, I don't know how many years he has till he's eligible, will they hang that dogfighting incident over his head to refuse him of getting in the Hall of Fame?
In my opinion, when I think about the Hall of Fame, I feel like most of these people get voted in. The premise is basically numbers and accolades, because either you have one or you have the other, or you have both. I rarely see people that get put in that don't have either, and I feel like although Michael Vick did have the numbers on the ground, I feel like as a passer, it just isn't enough. In my opinion, I mean, I feel like if you put Mike Vick in there, you gotta put McNabb in there. If I feel like you put Vick in there, you gotta put Steve McNair in there. You know what I mean? I just feel like it's just. I feel like Michael Vick hasn't accomplished enough in the league to get. Don't get me wrong. I feel like he did change the game because nobody, and I mean nobody, was doing it like Mike Vick was doing. I mean, I think Randall Cunningham came close, but Mike Vick was on a whole nother level as far as using his feet and his arm at the same time, because a lot of people don't give credit. Mike Vick had an arm on top of him too, but
right.
But as far as the numbers passing wise, I just don't think Mike Vick is there, and he didn't. How many playoff games Mike Vick won? One. He beat Green Bay and Green Bay.
He beat Green Bay and Green Bay.
I think that's it.
And that's what I was gonna get to. My thing was, it wasn't necessarily the numbers for me. Vic never really won anything. Like,
that's what I mean. Numbers and accolades. That's what I mean.
Never won anything to, put him in the fame. Come on now. Nah, he's not a Hall of Famer, but he's definitely a game changer. Much respect. He's a very good player. No, not a Hall of Famer. I think that would be very disrespectful to put him into some of these.
Definitely. I was about to get there. So many people that are just starving to get in the Hall of Fame that actually deserve it. T.O.'s still not in the Hall of Fame.
I think, and that's ridiculous, bro. Yeah, that is ridiculous to me. I don't know what they doing. And I was going to get to that because you asked if they would hang the dog fighting over his head. I think this NFL is very political. You're not getting in with that. If T.O. can't get in there, he ain't really do nothing. He was just talking.
Nothing, bro. Nothing. He did.
And that's one of my major gripes, man. It's funny though, because I actually reached out to T.O.'s. One of these days I'm gonna get him. But I reached out to T.O.'s PO people. I said PO, PR people. I actually sent y'all the message, but I reached out to his PR people, man. And they said they weren't interested at the time, but we're gonna keep trying to get him on the show. But it's just ridiculous. Cause I was so pissed off. It's not comprehensible that a guy of his accolades and what he's done in the league statistically, right. Obviously as a receiver, you can't do much, to win a Super Bowl for your team. But this man played on damn near basically a broken leg in the Super Bowl and cooked the shit out of the Patriots. I don't remember his exact stat line, but he had over 100 yards.
9 catches too.
9 catches to 122.
That's 122, bro, on one leg, bro. And so, I mean, the things that he's done.
Let me check. I think it was 133.
Either way, 122, 133, bro, on 9 catches, son. Like something that's said about a player's toughness and his desire to win. But they hang the fact over his head that he was he was poison for a team, and he didn't get along with his quarterbacks. I don't understand why they will hang that over anybody's head first and foremost, without looking at the fact that he was on the field. He was a game changer. He was a legit game changer. It's disrespectful in my opinion. I think
his question is, why did they do that to T.O.? And Brett Favre was very similar to T.O., but he was just a little bit quieter about it. The way he went.
You talking about in terms of how he changed teams and all that type of shit?
Not changing teams necessarily, but the fact that he kind of became like a media whore, and how he did Aaron Rodgers towards the end of his career, and then he never he couldn't leave quietly. He couldn't go off to quietly, and then he was popping pain pills, and Brett Favre had some issues himself. Not to throw Favre under the bus, because that's my boy. I'm just saying, why is the NFL doing this to T.O. and they ain't do Favre like that? You know what I'm saying?
I think it's just selective, man. And I definitely don't agree with it. It's definitely selective, because the way I understand what you're saying with Favre, I don't necessarily it was hard for me to remember everything that he's done, but now that you brought it back to my head, to my attention, it's definitely questionable how because they were quick to put Favre in the Hall of Fame, man.
First of all, man, the whole process is skewed, man. Just call it what it is, bro. Just go ahead and say you don't want to put T on there because you feel like it was a locker room issue.
Exactly.
But when you say that, won't you make sure, you want to put that on, as they call it, the bylaws. Put that in the bylaws when you're doing the voting process. Don't go ahead and make it sound like T.O. numbers ain't going to be you sound stupid.
Exactly.
You throw that man numbers like that. You know how crazy you sound, and sit there and say the man that's number 2 behind Jay Rice in every category.
Everything,
in every category, not a first battle. You are smoking boat.
Nah, we got another word for what they smoking. We got another word for what they smoking, but we ain't.
Oh yeah, we gonna keep that on the wraps because they ain't ready for that type of smoke. You know what I'm saying? They ain't ready for that. But you got that. But then you put. Don't make them. I like Terrell Davis, man, but Terrell Davis going to Hall of Fame, bro.
8 years.
Goodness.
Terrell Davis going to Hall of Fame.
That's ridiculous.
Come on, bro.
That's that NFL Network connection, right?
You see what I'm saying? He know one of them voters or something.
Yeah,
he got connections.
I don't even think Terrell Davis had 10,000 rushing yards, bro. I got to check, bro.
He only had 8 seasons in the league. He damn sure ain't get 10,000.
Yeah, he's not all of them,
bro.
Or he just reached it. I think he had 1 2,000-yard season.
The Hall?
Yeah. I don't get it, bro. These type of things we just gotta
to accept.
I mean, I was thinking of a better way to say it, but I guess we just gotta have to accept it. We have to say, okay,
7,607 yards.
Not even close to 10,000.
60 touchdowns.
That's not even close to 10,000.
That's ugly, man.
And then they think about the fact that he won 2 Super Bowls. So I mean, I don't even think that should qualify somebody because they won two Super Bowls and they was one of the best running backs in their time. He still only played 8 seasons. That's not enough.
And he only has out of those What do you say? 8 seasons long. He only has 4,000 yard rushing. Only has 4 seasons over 1,000.
Hey, you know who
Because he was injured most of them.
You know who had more yards than him, right?
Who?
CJ.
Oh, I'm already sharp. You know,
so is CJ a Hall of? Is CJ a
that's
Hall
what I'm
of
saying,
Fame?
bro.
Like,
Y'all not gonna put CJ in the Hall. I know y'all not gonna put CJ in the Hall. I know.
But see, this is one of the arguments though, like that I had. I think we talked about it too in the group chat when Calvin Johnson retired.
Yeah,
in terms of the amount of years that he's had, he only had what I think Terrell had 8 years, and I think Calvin Johnson's had about maybe 8 years as well. But the numbers that Calvin Johnson put up is incredible.
Yeah.
I don't know where
Calvin, if he ever get in, it's gonna take him forever, man. It really is. I don't know.
It's gonna take Calvin, but the thing about it is, man, like I'm trying to tell you, bro, it's that reputation. Calvin Johnson got a good reputation in the league, man. They might mess around and put him in. It probably won't even take him that long,
That's
bro.
True. Like he's not a controversial person.
People like Calvin Johnson.
Yep, that's true.
When you like him, they gonna put you in.
I'm still thinking about Randy Moss though, then. If that's the case, because he's just as questionable as I don't know as questionable as T.O., but he's had some problems in the past too.
Yeah, he's had problems in the past, but I guarantee he won't have the same type of problems as T.O.'s having to get in.
I think T.O. gonna get in. They just giving him a hard time on purpose.
That's what I mean. They don't have a choice but to put T.O. in there. They lost their mind.
Randy gonna get it. Randy gonna be first ballot because he on ESPN.
I was just about to get there. Randy finna go in first ballot, bro. He got a job, bro. ESPN.
Yeah.
T.O. ain't about to get no job with ESPN.
T.O. ain't get no job nowhere.
I mean, even though T.O. is good TV, you know.
He damn sure is.
And you know who else got over? Eddie George not about to get in the Hall. Eddie George got over 10,000. Eddie ain't getting in.
I don't know how TD got it. I'm not gonna hold you. And I like TD.
I like him too. I ain't gonna lie.
TD got an MVP and he got a Super Bowl MVP, I believe. But I mean,
I think both of them went to John.
Nah, I don't think so. One of them went to John.
Okay.
I'm about to look though. But go ahead, Mom. My bad.
Nah, you all good, bro. I don't. We gonna move on from this, man. I just really don't. I understand about Vick. Honestly, I just thought about the question. Like I do think sometimes certain people do get on how they change the game. Cause you got to think like there's contributors in the Hall of Fame too, like Jerry Jones. But he technically done things for the NFL in terms of televising and broadcast deals, TV deals, all that type of stuff back in the days we weren't born in. So I guess technically these contributors. What in the world? All right, my bad. I'm looking at the ESPN.
Yeah, I just got the same thing.
Okay. All right, so yeah, it's just certain things when it comes to contributors and stuff like that. But I do think the way people change the game and benefit the game do deserve to get some type of recognition. Maybe he doesn't get in the Hall of Fame. Who knows? That's a debate. Y'all put up better arguments than I did for him getting in. but we're gonna go ahead and move on, man. I had this one question because I think. I want to say it was Friday, maybe Thursday, but the question came up that Alec Ogletree of the Los Angeles Rams and Michael Brockers are the last two remaining players of that massive RG3 trade in 2012, where I think the Redskins gave up 2 future first-round picks and they swapped that 2012 first-round pick from 5th overall to moving up to 2nd overall. And they gave up like a second rounder in that draft as well. Since that point, both head coaches at the time have been fired. The Rams failed to capitalize on the draft picks that they've made, that they came across, and they also didn't make the playoffs as well. But the Redskins have made 2 playoff appearances and 2 division titles since then as well. Although that quarterback that they traded up for is not on the roster, they also have another quarterback from that same draft that is still on the roster and starting for their team right now. But the question I asked y'all, because truthfully, I honestly don't think anybody want it. I can make a better argument for the Redskins than I can for the Rams, but I don't think anybody won it, and truth be told. But let me ask y'all, man, who do y'all think won that trade between the Washington Redskins and the Los Angeles Rams now? If there was a winner.
If I'm about to say, you most certainly if you had the Bitcoin, most definitely you would say the Rams lost. Like by every way you can slice it, they lost. Like they have no Pro Bowls out of those picks. Like you said, lost 2 head coaches. I mean, Ogletree is a decent player. He's not no Pro Bowler or anything like that. Brockers is not good to me. He's an interior lineman who doesn't make any noise. For what RG3 did for the Redskins in that short time that he was there, most definitely something that the Rams can't even say. Like, brought new life to their city. Like, Robert Grip, like the buzz around, like you all, like y'all know, y'all Redskins fans, like the buzz around here when RG3 was doing damage that rookie season, like it was crazy. Like it was hectic. Like it was just like a new life that was in DC. You know what I'm saying? In the DMV area, and I feel like RG3, with the system that he was in and the way that the coaches were game planning with his abilities, man, it was something to see, man. I was, happy to see the Skins on TV, RG out there doing this thing like that. But I would definitely say I agree with Maul. Like I don't really think anybody can say that they won, seeing as how RG3 is basically, a backup quarterback these days, and
out of a job, damn it.
Out of it, well, I mean, I feel like somebody gonna get him. I mean, but I feel like RG3 was his word. What's the word I'm looking for? When he did damage to his own self by basically trying to be something that he isn't, and ended up backfiring on him. And you see where he is today. But I feel like if you had to pick somebody, I feel like the Redskins came out on the better end than the Rams because, like I said, they produced nothing from those picks.
Hey, Ryan, I'm not going to lie to you, man. As you was talking about RG3 lighting them up in 2012, I started reminiscing.
I mean, that was one of the best years DC ever had.
Yeah, bro, I'm trying to tell you,
you ain't lying, bro. That boy. Hey, I've never been so hyped as a fan of anything, bro. And just going through the pain history I've been through as a Redskin fan, that year right there, that was straight excitement.
Just think about that Thanksgiving game, bro. Like that shit was memorable, bro.
Well, I tell you, I bet my uncle that day, and they start coming back. I was literally in the house like, nah, we good. We got RG3. We got RG3 good. We got RG3, bro. That's literally how I was in the house, bro. I'm telling you, I've never been so hyped. Granted, Thanksgiving game was lit. The day we played Minnesota, he bust that joint up the sideline.
Son, I was on my mama, bro. I was with my uncles. I was with my uncle at my godparents' house, bro. And I told my uncle because the Vikings was coming back, and this is literally that drive. I think something happened before that play where I was like, they was getting predictable, and I just started bitching, bro. I was going off. I was like, these fools don't know how to win a game. They always playing like some shit when they really need to win, et cetera, all the type of things. And I'm doing this as this man is taking out. He's scrambling to the left side, going down the sideline. When I realized he about to score, I stopped talking. I was like,
that boy good.
I was like, man, we better win this shit.
That boy good.
Son, hey. I couldn't. He's the type of person. He just that year he just shut you up, bro, and just your jaw drop watching that man play. It was ridiculous, man.
Yeah.
Like he didn't even need to be a drop back passer. Like he wanted this, like after 2012, but. It's like the things that he did as a rookie, man, he could have kept doing for some time. And it's never dropped out the league. So many people still run the read option to this day. Like pistol offense, everything. And there was no need for you to drop that out of your repertoire, man. You made yourself less of an asset, man.
But that just goes to show, one, we talking about the Rams and Redskins. A lot of people get on the Redskins about being a dysfunctional organization. We're talking about 2 dysfunctional organizations. How you get that many draft picks and only 1 pop? Slim, you doing something wrong. Whoever in that front office need to be gone.
Who pop? I'm lost. Who popped for the
Alec Ogletree.
I'm about to say Alec Ogletree. He a dog. That boy a dog.
Yeah, he balled out. But my thing is, you had so many picks from that trade. How does nobody pop? And I just don't understand that. Granted, Jeff Fisher should have been gone. But
I think his job was sealed when he chose us in 2014. He sent 3 or 4 of our draft picks that he got from us to the coin toss.
My thing is like, you got some nerve because you ain't did nothing.
No, he got fired.
Yeah, he got fired last year.
Yeah, he just recently got fired, but he
got fired after he shipped all them picks to us. That's what happened.
Yeah, he hadn't done anything throughout.
He thought that was gonna buy him some time with golf.
I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah, that's why I picked golf.
Yeah, and then but look though, and then he waited. He started Case Keenum over the number 1 draft. Like, come on, bro. How dysfunctional can you be, bro?
Yeah.
Like, come on, bro. You waited till like week 10 to put golf in?
I think he was trying to buy time, right? I think he did not want them to see that, okay, golf may not be the answer, and I done drafted this boy.
He see that boy in practice. He like, hey, I can't get this boy in.
I'm telling you, I think he was trying to buy time the entire time, bro. But like you said, if anybody won, it was the Redskins. The only reason I say that is because you got all those picks, but you ain't do nothing with them. So now that you ain't did nothing with them picks, and we popped 1 year. Granted, we took a couple steps back. That same draft, we got Kirk Cousins. Hopefully, we end up getting him signed. God, please let us get Kirk Cousins.
Y'all heard they pushed back the deadline, right?
Yeah, to the 17th.
It's the 17th. Yeah. It wasn't pushed back. That was the original date because the 15th lands on Saturday.
Yeah, on a Saturday. Yeah, you're right.
But my thing is, and we can get into this later. I'm just hoping that we sign Kurt to a reasonable contract. I know he trying to break the bank, but at the end of the day, you still got to put pieces around you, Kurt. You still got pieces next year that need to get put around you. Hopefully, we get him signed. But if anybody won this trade, it's definitely the Skins. Only because, like you said, RG brought excitement to the city that 1 year. He had potential if he could have been coachable. If ifs and buts were candy and nuts, but if he could have just been coachable, we would still be balling today, man.
I agree.
And the only reason why, and I'd agree if there was a winner, that'd be the case, but I just can't come to say that just overall there just wasn't a winner, because you got to think 2013 and 2014, bro. Our defense was like, it was terrible. It was fucking terrible, and we didn't have anything to show for it in the draft. Like, we'd be one of the worst teams in the NFL and didn't have a first round pick. Go straight to the Rams, and obviously we know the Rams didn't do anything with them. But at the same time, when you're that bad and you don't have anything to show for it, and you still have that number 2 overall pick on your roster, and he's not contributing the way he was in 2012, it's just, and it's not, I'm not saying this all to say like this all on him. It's just in terms of a franchise and how they operated back then. We didn't have anything to show for the bad season. We didn't even get compensated for having a bad record. We didn't have a first round pick. So it's just hard for me to say that, we did anything correct during that time. And we was money tight or cash strapped because of the fact that we had the cap penalty that was put on us in like 2010 or 2011, something like that. We couldn't spend it in the off season. We had to sign backups. It was just that bad for us. So we just started getting around in terms of 2015. We got our first round pick back. 3 straight years with the first round pick, and we see where that's going. We don't know just yet, but overall, I just can't say we won it. But I definitely agree with you guys. If I had to choose, we came up most. We got 2 division titles out of the 4 years or 5 years really. And we found the franchise quarterback. We can't say we found ours, but we found one.
How about Shanahan though? How about Shanahan drafted 2 quarterbacks in the same draft? And how about the one
that's bold?
When I took him, I was shocked.
Shanahan,
I was too, and I was a fan of Kirk, but I wasn't thinking about it like that back then. I thought he was just gonna be a backup.
A lot of people don't want to give Shanahan credit, but I was listening to the radio in Baltimore one day, and they was talking about the Redskins after they had fired Shanahan. And this is what one of the fans said, and it turned out to be true. And when he said it, I got scared. This was after RG3 hurt his knee. No. After the season after they fired Shanahan, and RG3 was coming back and he was going to play again. One of the fans said, you got a coach who took this quarterback and made a system for him, and then you get rid of the coach, essentially getting rid of the system. you're going to struggle. This was a Baltimore Ravens fan. When he said that, my heart dropped in my stomach. The next year, they took the system because they took the coach, and we didn't do nothing. You seen RG3. That's when he really looked bad. Because 2014, he looked bad, but he still showed some flashes. 2015, he was dirt trash. Was that the year he got benched? That's the year he got benched.
Yeah, that was the year he got benched.
They switched the entire system up. Because I'm
like, he's not. No, 2014. I'm about to say 2014. He got benched too.
He did.
He can't. Yeah, because he got hurt. He came back. Took over Colt McCoy's spot without it. Like Colt McCoy was balling too. Like that was the week after he won in Dallas, and Dan Snyder gave RG's job back to him. He played terrible. He got benched after the shutout against the Rams.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, we got shut out against the Rams.
That's terrible.
And then, matter of fact, no, was it? Yeah, it was that. It was
that San Fran game too.
San Fran game. Yeah.
But early on in that season, he did show some. I think we played the Texans. He looked pretty good. Couple things rolled our way. We probably won that game. They got the fumble to Alfred Morris.
I say we kept turning over in the Reds.
Right. Now Paul going into the end zone, fumble to Rock. Like he showed some flashes. Like even the Minnesota night game, like Thursday night, he played pretty well. Like he showed some flashes, but I mean it is what it was.
I'm about to say it is what it is. I ain't gonna hold you.
Gruden came out and said Kirk Cousins is our starting quarterback.
For the season, man. For the season too.
We're gonna have to have a show about Kirk, man. I got some things to say about Kirk.
Oh, shoot, the deadline coming up, so we got plenty of time to talk Kirk Cousins, bro. Kirk Cousins and the Redskins, man. But we do have a third member on this show, and his name is Rod Reed.
What's up?
And his team is the Titans. And they just recently made another move to help his quarterback out. I don't know if it's a great move. I don't think it is, but it is a solid move in my opinion. Ryan, you guys signed Eric Decker over the weekend, I believe, or maybe it was today. I can't remember. Either way,
he signed yesterday. But the thing about it is, when he came for a visit, my first reaction was we don't need him. And I'm gonna get me wrong. Eric Decker has been a solid player in the league. Even with the quarterback like Tim Tebow, he was producing. As funny as that is, but he got with Peyton Manning, did pretty good with Peyton. Even had a 1,000-yard season under Ryan Fitzpatrick. But as far as him joining my team, I mean, I think he brings a veteran presence. He knows how the wide receiver position should be played. He's played with quarterbacks like I said, Peyton Manning. So I feel like he has a good knowledge of the game and can really help out. We drafted 2 young receivers that I really feel like are going to be a big help to us. But I want to see the young guys ball. You know what I'm saying? Like we drafted a receiver in the first round and the third round, and we already got Rashard Matthews, and we drafted a young receiver last year, Tajay Sharp, who produced pretty for us last year. And I don't really know where he fits in our right now. But I mean, I guess we'll see. But
I may see him in like exclusive packages, maybe like the Red Zone or something like
that. Which made me think about when we had Andre Johnson last year.
That's exactly what I thought about.
Andre didn't play a whole season with us, but when he played, he came in on certain downs, and we targeted him. I mean, he for the short amount of games he played, he had a lot of targets during those games. I feel like maybe that's the role he'll fill, and. He's a Tennessee guy. His wife is like a big time country singer, and she's from Tennessee and all that nonsense. So I feel like the move is good for him. Hopefully, hopefully it works out. You know what I mean? But I didn't think we needed him, but he had tighten ass to tighten up. You know what I'm saying? Eric Decker.
Of course.
I think that Decker could be an asset. The question is, how far is he removed from? Not even his prime, but just being productive. Think about Andre Johnson. That was my guy. He was far removed from productive. Like with Colts, he wasn't doing much.
Right.
Eric Decker is 2 years removed from that. The year before that, he put up some pretty big numbers. He had 12 touchdowns. Last year, he was hurt most of the year. But he's a guy, if he's still even a shadow of what he was, he's a guy that can get you 60, 70 receptions, 700 yards, and 6-7 touchdowns. So, I mean, that's you. I'm not gonna sneeze at that at all. If you tell me a receiver could put up those numbers, I'm gonna bring him in. But the question is, No, is Decker that same guy? You know, because that's if his quarterback get him the ball, he usually show he can put up numbers.
Yeah, I just don't. The one thing he can. I think he's like that Anquan. Well, a little bit less than Anquan. I don't think he's the playmaker that he is like Anquan when he got the ball in his hands. I think he's the type of guy who'll just make the catch, and more so just move the chains for you. But he ain't gonna do nothing extra.
Right.
In terms of Eric Decker specifically. So, I do think it's a good move. We just got to see where how they use him. My opinion, like Ryan was thinking about, just red zone situations, maybe critical down distances. We'll see. Either way, I do think it's a plus move. It can never go wrong having veteran experience at the wide receiver position. So lastly, we'll close this out with the team I hate. So Dallas Cowboys, and we just gotta admit, man, that Zeke Elliott, in our opinion, well, not in my opinion, is what I should say. I don't know about how y'all feel. As we're recording this, the top 100 ended about 25 minutes ago.
Right.
Well, shoot, it's about an hour ago actually.
Yeah.
And it just showed that Zeke will be the number one running back this year. Dak Prescott came in at 14th on the top 100 list. I thoroughly disagree with both them motherfuckers. It's like nah. I agree with Zeke, man.
Are you serious?
Being top 10. I didn't think he was gonna be number one in front of Le'Veon
or David.
Le'Veon, yeah, I didn't think he was gonna be in front of Le'Veon or David.
Le'Veon hasn't been called yet. I don't think, has he?
No,
he hasn't.
But I don't think he is. Well, all right. Well, if that's the case, it's still two people left. I thought I had heard earlier that he was gonna be the number one running back, but I don't agree with that. I think Zeke comes in as second if Le'Veon hasn't been called yet. I'm not even sure.
Yeah, he has. I don't think he has.
All right, so yeah, I think he deserves to be second. I have a few reasons why, but we're not gonna elaborate right now. My main thing was about Dak. He was too high. I'm sorry. I said he was gonna be top 20.
Too high. He's too
yeah,
high.
I said he was gonna be top 20 to
That's
Nick
that
and them.
Dallas juice, man.
But
Make
right.
your buzz everywhere, man. Like,
that's exactly what I said when I saw 14. He should have been at like 19 or 20 to begin the show today, or tonight. So I mean, I thoroughly disagree with it. I don't know about y'all, man, but I do think that, and that's what I was gonna bring up, Montel. That I hate the fact that Dallas does good because they size the hell out of their players.
They do, man. Yeah, they do. The whole world. It's like they love Dallas. I don't get it.
Yeah, I mean that's basically why I wanted to bring it up. I wanted to show everybody that I hate Dallas, and these are the reasons why they don't deserve it.
To me, hell of a player, hell of a back. I can't put him in front of David Johnson just yet. I just can't do it. Just because he's giving so much more, and David Johnson's doing much more with less. That's just my opinion. And he don't fumble the rock. Zeke had a fumbling issue last year that went unnoticed, but we ain't gonna say too much about that.
Yeah. But wasn't that earlier in the year though?
It was more so early in the year, but still, I think he had like five.
He had two against us.
He had like 5 fumbles. That's still not good, but he got it together. Hell of a back, man. I ain't gonna knock Zeke. That boy, he a dog.
Well, I do got it. I wouldn't knock him per se, but I would say I would make a comparison that when it comes to Zeke, and then when you look at it like Jordan Howard, DJ, David Johnson, and Le'Veon, Zeke had the most yards, I believe, that was in between the tackles. I think he had the most yards before contact in between the tackles or something like that.
Yeah, of course.
But the guys that I just named were right up there with him. But Zeke also had the best offensive line in the NFL last year. I think that the offensive line does so many things for Zeke, which is why I don't think that he's better than these guys that we named. Like, they had to do more and I wouldn't say their offensive lines are worse. They're just not as good. Like, the Pittsburgh Steelers offensive line is pretty solid. They've been building over a couple of years. They're pretty solid. Yeah, the Arizona Cardinals, I can't speak on last year. I know that they were injured, so I can't say how good they were. I'm not in Arizona Cardinal world, so I don't fucking know. But I know they weren't better than the damn Cowboys. The Bears' offensive line, they weren't better than the Cowboys for sure.
My thing is that we know because we watch the Cowboys like we watch the Redskins. You look at them hoes, I could walk through the mugs. I could literally walk through some of them joints
and get about 4 or 5 yards.
It's crazy. Like when they played us on Thanksgiving Day, that first drive, like them hoes were huge. Like I've never seen hoes like that in the NFL. Like, I don't know what they drinking or what they doing down there on that offensive line,
What
bro.
they putting in their water, right?
I don't know what it is, but them boys open up holes you could drive trucks through, bro. It's crazy.
Yeah, I don't get it, man. I just had to bring it out there before we close this thing, man. I don't know if you had anything to say about it, Ryan. If DeMarco was better or Derrick Henry was better than Zeke average.
No, I'm not gonna go hard like that, but I will say DeMarco Murray had more yards behind that same line. Don't get me wrong. Zeke is a rookie, you know what I mean? So it's yeah, I'm sure he'll have better seasons to come, but I'm not gonna sit up and say nothing wild like that, even though I think DeMarco's a pretty good back in this league. I think he's just as good as Zeke. Zeke is just faster in my opinion, but I think with Dak Prescott,
top 30 this year, I think, or top 35. DeMarco was. So
I really think that's a fair argument. I really do think that's a fair argument for real.
Yeah, and
I think Derrick Henry going to prove to be probably better than both of them, honestly.
I mean, I'm glad to have him on my squad, but right now DeMarco got the ball.
It's DeMarco show. Yeah, I get it. I get it, buddy.
And of course, I already agree. Dak Prescott too high. Him being 14th best player in the NFL. I mean, I don't know.
Flash, man. Sometimes Flash beat our production with the media. Sometimes.
I think RG had a better year than Dak.
His rookie year. He did.
Yeah, he came in at 20, I think, or 19th.
How many touchdown passes Dak threw last year? Like 20.
Yeah.
Probably like 20, 22, something in that area.
He had like what, 4 picks?
Yeah, about 4 or 5.
I mean, I guess they had similar years. I mean, as
RG
far as
around with it though.
Yeah, RG was nasty, but on the ground. But yeah, I just think Dak's too high, bro. Don't get me wrong. I think Dak is definitely showed to be, as I watched his highlight reel that they had for him being at number 14, just reiterated to the stuff that I was saying about him last year. He just looked like he really wasn't a rookie in the pocket, man. Like some of the pocket presence that he had, the way that he could feel the rush, know when to step up. It's like vet moves he was doing out there, and never was really rattled until I seen the Giants game. He was rattled that game, I'll tell you that. But
what I was telling people, he ain't had no bad. He had 2 bad games the entire season. That's crazy.
He
had 3.
3 Minnesota
2 Giants and I say you already on it. You already on it.
Yeah. Other than that, he showed to be, poor.
23 and 4 last year. 23 touchdowns, 4 picks. So RG was at 20 and 5 his rookie year.
Yeah.
With like 3,500 yards passing, but he had like 800 rushing, so 800 plus. So I understand, man. It's all fun and games with me, man. I do hate the Cowboys sometimes, but I hate them sometimes, but I more so actually just hate the fans. I hate the fans more than anything. They're annoying as hell and delusional. That's the most important thing. They're delusional. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and close it out. I don't know if there's anything that you guys want to say, but I will be, hopefully, if things go right, you will catch me reporting in training camp for the Hogsty, so be on the lookout for that. Next month, I will be at training camp. For a couple of days, we'll have some other people down there as well, if things go right, fingers crossed. So we'll be down there reporting, giving you guys updates on anything that's breaking news, anything that happened at training camp, interesting battles that's worth talking about. So yeah, hopefully things work out for us. And we'll definitely keep you updated on that as things come out. Make sure you follow us if you haven't, which I'm pretty sure you are, honestly, at the Hogsty. You can follow me at _AYYMALL. You can follow Ry Reed at RyReed07. 07. You can follow Montel at Montel.
Chill out, bro. Chill out, bro.
I was about to say, this is breaking news. Montel got social media.
Montel Ejama at yahoo.com. Anything you got to say to him, just shoot him an email. Let him know. Let him know how disgusted you are that he said Chris Bosh was a superstar.
Let me know.
Oh man, but yeah, I appreciate y'all for listening. I don't know if you guys had anything to say before we close out.
Nah, I'm good, man. I said all I had to say.
man.
All right, man. Okay.
I'm gonna just say we're gonna keep eyes on DJ Swearinger, Seward Cravens. I don't know if anybody noticed since my boy Sean T passed away. Salute. This has been a career killer for safeties. We have not found a safety. So.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
I like the move with DJ Swearinger. I like moving Cravens back there, but we're gonna have to see how this play out, man.
I mean, you're absolutely right. It's interesting to have high hopes, or not high hopes, but have good expectations for him. But then you got to remember, nothing's been the same since Sean Taylor was on.
It's a safety-free place to be.
Yeah, it's really not. So yeah, obviously we appreciate y'all for listening. Thanks for listening. We will catch you guys in a couple weeks. All right, peace.
Easy.